What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on Orphic and Orphic Plus by Louis Lebel and the 1914. Welcome to the channel, and thanks for tuning in. Please consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment on any questions that you have about the product I'm reviewing or anything you'd like to see in the future. Let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss a video or a review. Today we are looking at the Orphic Wallet by Louis Lebel in the 1914. We're also looking at the Plus, which is actually the one that I'm using as my EDC right now. The Orphic is just a little bit smaller. What is the Orphic Wallet? This is a mentalist wallet, but not specific to mentalism. This is has a great peak, but it also does a card to wallet and has a very unique switching function. I picked up my Orphic and Orphic Plus directly from the 1914, and at that time, the Orphic was $65 and the Orphic Plus was $75. Now, I am seeing it on other sites such as Penguin and Vanishing Ink that they're both selling for $75. What do you get? So it comes in a hard shell box with the 1914 theme, really nice. And then, of course, you get the wallet, and you'll get a link for the tutorial. The overall quality of the wallets is very good. I'm going to go over some of the differences here in a moment, but I'll also give you some close-ups here. So here's the wallet. It's made out of real leather. It is thick, like not the wallet, but the leather. It's not thin leather, so I can tell this is going to last. It's going to wear nicely as it softens and wears in like leather does. Give you a close-up here, the front of it. And then inside you have your ID window. You have storage, right, for cards or whatever you do. I have some business cards in the front. I have Thy Will Be Done and my envelope, which contains a prediction and my will to read page. So that is the wallet itself. It's nice. All the stitching's really good. I have heard that some people's are not laying flat, like they're kind of staying open. This one I haven't even really used yet, and it seems to be laying pretty flat. And then this one, I do have stuff in it, so it does open a bit, but again, like it fits, or it sits pretty flat. Opens and closes nicely. This one I've been carrying for about a week. Haven't had too much opportunity to use it, but I have used it as my EDC, taking it out, but making purchases, things like that. So it has come in and out of the wallet, which has allowed it to break in a little bit. Here is the regular Orphic. Like I said, I use the Plus, and I'll get into why here in a little bit. So I'll give you a close-up. And then inside you have, it's a nice ID window. The plastic is good. There's also a bit of a, not secret, but nice function when it comes to the ID window. So overall, the quality is really good on both wallets. Okay, let's go over some of the differences between the Plus and the regular. So really the only difference is 1 centimeter in, I guess we'll say, width. So here's side by side, same height, same length, but the width, 1 centimeter difference on the Plus. Now, I'm going to go ahead and recommend the Plus to everybody, card workers or not. Now, the reason being, the regular will work. Well, they mention in the trailer and on the tutorial, everything that is done with the Plus can be done with the regular Orphic, even when it comes to playing card and card magic. The Plus just has that little bit of extra width, so the playing cards go in a lot smoother, a lot easier. You're not really forcing things in or anything like that. This one, I would say, is just directly for mentalism, billet work, business cards. But like I mentioned, I would still recommend the Plus to everybody. So I'm just going to set this one aside now and go over why that is for me. So again, I don't do a lot of card magic. This might change that, because on the tutorial, which I'll get into it in a little bit, Craig Petty has some really, really good card routines that can be done with this wallet, and they're not They're not overly difficult. Now, I don't do a lot of card magic, so I didn't get the wallet for the card to wallet. But when I say I would recommend the Plus even to mentalists, that's mainly just because of the things that I carry. So if you carry anything that is the size of a playing card, you're going to want the Plus. So if I open this up, you'll see here I have Thy Will Be Done. That goes in nicely and it closes nicely. Now, I guess I will bring the other one back for a moment because I'm just going to show you what I mean. So I originally was going to, I planned to carry this one as my EDC, but when I put anything card height in, right, it sticks out pretty far and it doesn't want to close. Now that might change over time, but I have a few things that are card size. I'm not carrying all of the things that I would normally carry in this wallet at this time for the review mainly, but if I take my envelope prediction, I also have some other mentalism cards, and I start to fill this thing. Not even a lot, but you'll see they stand up too tall. So either I'm bending whatever I'm carrying, or the wallet's gonna not tend to close because on top of that spine, there's, you know, stuff in there, right? So again, this I would say is for billets and business cards, because I know I carry things that are wider than that. And that's why I chose to stick with the Plus. So I will probably carry the regular for business cards or billets and just use that for performance. But the Plus I have been using as my EDC. I don't know if it will stay as my EDC, as I have used the Shadow Wallet for the past 2 years or however long it's been out, and I love it. But so far I am really enjoying this, and I think the more that I get comfortable with the switch function and all the things that it does that the Shadow Wallet can't, this could stick around as my EDC. The tutorial, let's get into that, because with the tutorial you are getting a lot, which has been the case with all of 1914's releases. I really enjoy all the advice and suggestions that, you know, are offered along with the product that go beyond, you know, just the capabilities of what the product can do. So in the tutorial you're going to get an introduction. They're going to go, or Lewis is going to go over all of the functions of the wallet. He's going to talk a bit about the difference between the Orphic and the Orphic Plus. He's going to give you 5 different ways to get your peak. Some of them are, well, they're all really good because the peak itself is really good. I mean, some of these peaks are so deceptive just because of the engineering that went into the wallet. So using a combination of the peak with the switch function, it gives you an amazing peak that can be done, you know, completely unnoticed. What's really nice about this wallet is you can show the inside of the wallet, right? This can be filled with, you'll notice in the trailer or in the tutorial, if you get this, Lewis has his ID. He also has some bills. You can have some coins in here. And then when you're ready for your peak, you insert the card into the wallet and you get your peak that is not obstructed by anything in the wallet. And because of the way that this was designed, your billet or business card will never catch on anything that's in there. Now, for those who don't like going back to the wallet to get their peak, there is great justification and motivation for going back to the wallet, which you have to do in a couple of the peaks. But there are also ways to get your peak immediately so that you aren't going back to the wallet. So if that's a concern of yours, the option is there. Next, Lewis provides you with, I think, five or six routines. So he goes over the card to wallet, which is also really good. It's with the Plus, it is super easy to do. It goes in and out really nicely. The nice thing is it goes in one way and comes out another. So, I mean, that's always a good thing, because you're not exposing how the card went in, right? You have your card to wallet, and then you have a drawing duplication, a double drawing duplication. You have a serial divination using a bill, and I think the switch function is included with that. And then you have a dream box padlock routine. So Lewis provides you with a lot of mentalism, and then like I mentioned, you're also going to get all of the advice and kind of the extra tidbits that Lewis, provides with all of his work. And then you have Craig Petty, who's come onto the project, and he teaches, I think, 4 card routines using the wallet. And because the way this wallet has been designed, these are card routines that are unique to this wallet. They're all really, really good. And I had mentioned before that I don't do a lot of card magic. The card magic that I do, I do some mentalism with cards. And the card magic that I do tends to be kind of in the hand stuff with your spectators. So, the classics, ambitious card, biddle trick, card transpo, Chicago opener. Anyway, the material that Craig has released is stuff that I can see myself doing because it's simple, and that's what I like in card magic. I don't do a whole lot of sleight of hand, and so it's simple and it's extremely powerful. It's all really, really good stuff. None of this is filler. So aside from what's taught on the tutorial, it's all shot in high definition. Everything, you see everything really well. Everything's gone over in full detail. Great sound. And again, this tutorial goes above and beyond what needs to be said for the wallet because you get so much more with Lewis's teaching. Difficulty level, the wallet is really easy to use. Once you go over the peak section or whatever area that you're directed or drawn towards for this wallet, it's all very simple to do, simple wallet to use. Angles, that's one thing that I really, really enjoy about this wallet is depending on which peak you use, your angles are covered in different ways. So there are peaks that can be done pretty much surrounded. And then the switch, using the switch function, whether you're using it with a peak or if you're switching something out, bringing something in, whatever you're using with it, it's such a deceptive switch. It's one very easy move. It's not even a move, I would call it a gesture. And really, I don't even think it takes misdirection because I've done this right in front of people with people looking at my hands. Just the way that it's designed, it doesn't look like anything has happened. Setup and reset, there really is no reset. As far as setup goes, depending on the routine that you're doing, certain card routines, or depending on which peak method that you want to use, there is a slight setup. It takes a second or two. Really, I wouldn't call it a setup, but it's just something that has to be done before you move forward with whatever you're going to do. Pocket space. Yeah, this is the thin wallet. I would compare this to the Shadow Wallet. It's about the same dimensions. This is kind of a bifold or a folding wallet, whereas the Shadow Wallet isn't. But when I pack my Shadow Wallet and I pack this, it kind of ends up being very similar in thickness. It holds all your cards. Like we mentioned, the plus is a centimeter wider. But pocket space, it's not going to take up much. It's, your standard wallet. It's a slimline. There are no arts and crafts. This is ready to use out of the box. Just watch the tutorial and you're good to go. You'll want to pack the wallet, obviously, with, however you're going to use it. You're going to want to break this in just because it is a little bit stiff in the beginning, but it has not taken long for mine to, where it's able to sit flat and feels good. Opens, closes really nicely. Cards slide in and out very nicely. Can it be inspected? I'm going to say yes and no. I probably wouldn't hand this out for, the participant to go through. But again, I've mentioned this in my other videos. It's your wallet, right? Most people aren't even going to feel comfortable going through somebody's wallet, let alone in front of them while they're watching them. There shouldn't be any focus or suspicion on the wallet. You are showing everything really open, and because of the way that this wallet was designed, you're able to do that. So I think the visual inspection is going to be enough where people aren't going to want to go through it. I have seen this where the wallet is given to your spectator to hold on to. Personally, I don't know if I would do that. You got to really have kind of a trust between the two of you because if they open it up, they will see what's going on. Also, if they're holding this or you're allowing them to inspect it and they kind of start looking around, they will find the switch function. Who would use this? Well, that's the nice thing about the Orphic Wallet is that it, I think, is designed more towards mentalism, but as you'll see in the tutorial and you'll see the power of Craig's routines, this is a worker for card workers as well. It's great for both magic and mentalism. So, I think anybody can use this wallet regardless of what kind of magic that you're performing. Is it a worker? I kind of already said that when it comes to card magic. This is definitely a worker, as well as mentalism, right? You can use this and walk around. You can use this pretty much in any situation or scenario. It's a tool. So, yeah, it's definitely a worker, 100%. It allows you to do so many things. And, just when you watch the tutorial, that's just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with this thing. You see what Lewis has, you see what Craig offers, and then when you start putting together your own stuff, you're going to come up with things on your own. Is this worth the money? I paid 65 for the Orphic and 75 for the Orphic Plus, even if they are both 75 now or on most websites. I would say that's worth the money for sure. The leather is really good. The quality is really good. I've mentioned that. I don't see this thing wearing out, and if it does, it's going to take a long time. So the fact that you can use this as an everyday wallet, and then it has so much magic or applications built into it, 75 is more than reasonable. That's not overpriced at all, in my opinion. Pros and cons. So it's a multi-functioning wallet, right? The pros are that it can do mentalism and card magic, where with a lot of these slimline wallets, you're maybe getting one or the other in most cases. This does both very well. And then the switch on top of that, I can't say much about the switch. I don't want to expose the methods of the wallet, but the switch is genius. It's really, really good. And I think everybody who has this wallet, whether you're using it for mentalism or card magic, will use the switch function. Other pros, just the quality. It looks really nice. I really like the look of this wallet. The tutorial is great. Negatives. The only negative that I have, again, it's personal preference. I wouldn't recommend the regular Orphic, just because even though it can do what the Orphic Plus does, the Orphic Plus just does it easier. It really doesn't take up much more space. And chances are, even if you don't perform card magic, you probably carry items that are wider than a business card or a billet. Thy will be done. Any of the kind of plastic mentalism cards or things like that are typically playing card size, you're going to want the Orphic Plus. So it's not a negative, it's just personal preference. I don't see the benefit in getting the Orphic over the Plus. So I personally probably would have only released the Plus, just because I find that there will be a lot of people, if they order the original, they're going to see that they want the Plus, or that they need the Plus to hold some other stuff. I think that's about all I can say about the Orphic and Orphic Plus. Again, highly recommend this wallet. It's really good. I'm going to carry it around as my EDC for a while longer. It may stay as my EDC. I want to give it some more real world experience and performances until I make that choice. But for people who buy this, I know you'll use it. It is very good. If you have any questions, just comment, and I will leave a link in the description below so you can go check this out for yourself. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next review.